Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with the infamous, notorious, and blabbermouth Mint.
You know, I'm doing spectacular.
There's this thing called the hardware challenge. What you do is you go to a hardware store, find a package that you would like to redesign. I'm holding the Energizer Battery. This is what I selected for Min to redesign. So she's come up with a number of logo concepts. I'm gonna take you through the entire process, including her mock-ups. How did you start? Talk to me about your process.
I started with like a visual.
Something with lots of speed and energy. Was this the jumping off point, the springboard for you? Then you came up with a lot of words?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read some of the words. Electricity, passion, initiative, energy, power, plus, dynamic, ultimate, infinity, speed. Why did you come up with words first?
Because it helps me to brainstorm images, like icons, pattern. It just helps me to translate into visual elements.
Okay, and how did you come up with these words?
By just looking at the image,
Yep.
and the words just came up.
I see. What are you looking for? Like, how do you pick this typeface versus that typeface versus another? What are you looking for?
I look at different shapes of letter forms that conveys the visual elements I'm trying to do.
You started with a base E, you got rid of the vertical stroke, and then you offsetted things to kind of see, this is quite a nice shape here, because it still reads as an E, and it shows movement because it's set at a slant or an oblique angle. I like the amount of exploration that you go through just to kind of iterate on ideas. This is something I learned from my type professor, which is when you're exploring an idea, start here and go here, and then take steps in between. So if this is the edge of what it can be, push it right to the edge. And that way your exploration shows a breadth of ideas. And then I'm also seeing some exploration here that is very intriguing to me. So here there are 3 E's in the word Energizer, and each one progressively gets more and more extended. There's something pretty cool. This is pretty nice exploration here too. You've broken Energizer into 3 lines to try to make it a little bit blockier and therefore a little bit more like an icon. Sometimes somebody who isn't working on the project can step into it and see something that maybe you didn't like or might have thrown away. And I think it's helpful to kind of have that kind of dialogue. So what Min is saying is she's putting these 2 connections together, like this and that, to form this. All right. I think you have a winner in here too. This is very nice. Energizer. Wow, this is a lot. Her name is Min, but she's very mighty. Okay, so now you're getting to color studies.
Yeah.
So now we reduced them down to our 3 favorites, right? All right, so let's take a look at it. I think this mark is excellent. I would use this if I were the client. This one's really cool too. And lastly, this is some kind of a hybrid version of these ideas, I think. Did you have a favorite?
I like this one.
Yes?
The first.
Yeah.
Because it also looks like a battery.
It looks like a battery, yep. So now let's get into the packaging stuff, right? Now, as I go through these, why do you explore so many different things?
Because sometimes I don't know what I'm doing.
You don't know what you're doing? So part of your process is just to work through as many designs as possible until something feels like it's clicking. Look how sexy this one is, you guys. Look at this. Make sure you know what the primary piece of communication is. Since I know this is Energizer, the next thing is going to be to know that it's a 9-volt battery. I don't want to grab the wrong one and go home and like say, darn it, I gotta go back to the hardware store and buy this again. So we have to be careful about what we're pulling out here. The Max sub-brand might be important to Energizer as a company, but I need to know it's a 9-volt battery. This one you cannot miss, it's a 9-volt. See, it's like 9-volt. Okay, so you cleaned up the type. This is 100% actual size now. And sometimes I'll just keep this next so you can see how garish this packaging looks with all these light rays and energy and how this is so much more sophisticated. It's interesting that when you put the battery in, what it does to the design. So it's why it's very important to design the battery and put it in here, because we're making decisions about how much information we can process, okay? the question always comes up, Min, how long did you work on this process?
Almost 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks? That seems about fair, on and off. A lot of start and stops. I'm pretty sure Min could do this in less time if she wasn't working on other projects, right? Because you would start a couple days and you get pulled somewhere else. So here's what Min has selected as her favorite design. And then Min designed the battery too, which looks really cool. This is the coolest battery I've ever seen. You see the thoroughness in which she's attacking the problem. Min and I share some DNA that we both went to art center. This is very typical of a private art school education. You start with an image, then you go into words, then the words become type studies, and then type studies become a pretty exhaustive exploration of a bunch of different ideas before committing to anything. I hope you found this process to be helpful. We've kind of shown you a glimpse into how somebody like Min solves a big corporate identity project and a packaging assignment like this. Let us know what you guys think. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.
All right.
We good?
Are we good?
All right, we're good.